What led you to Club Monaco in the first place of all brands when you were in the event planning?
I'd say again, quality of the materials and also the feel of materials. I think are a bit more weighted, and then this is more something that presented with time. Not that I knew in the beginning, is they last for a very long time. I still have pieces that I purchased back in 2011 that I have today that I wear, and I wear them frequently. So that's another layer of it. And their style have changed a lot. Like, I don't shop there anymore because now it's like too generic in a way. Like, it's all basic, but everything white, everything solid colors. And at the time, it was also the shapes. I have like a pear-shaped body type. And so with the different styles, like they actually accentuated that. Versus like where, sometimes it's too tight around the waist, but it's like too loose around the waist, but it's like very tight around the thighs, or with tops where it just doesn't, it looks funky. And they're eclectic of the styles and patterns. And because back then it was a lot of patterns and embellish and colors and different textures, how they like, I'm wearing, this is one piece. I don't know if you can see it. It's ribbed, and it's one of the favorite pieces from them. Same as this little top. That was their style back then, and I've had these for a good 10 years or so. Changed, and as a person who's changing to different, I'm going to turn 40 next year, so it's going from 20s to your 30s, and then goes to your 40s, is that styles change.
How does it feel to be embarking on this new chapter, and when you're looking at all these pieces that you put in the box for me? What was it like looking back on these pieces and thinking about, wow, the joy you had and the how many times you wore them? What was it like going through that memory lane?
It was, I think you get to attachment to it. It's like there was a time for it, and there was a joy in the time that they were worn, and passing that along. There's almost this, if anything, like the closet became smaller and smaller. That was one of the takeaways too from Marie Kondo's book, is really to hold on to pieces, whether it's clothing or artwork, photos that continue to bring joy and where there's a spark and connection to it. And I've actually found that if I have clothing, like I want to wear them all, I'm going to wear them all the time. And that in itself is an appreciation for it. It was very like a relief. And when you're moving and going on the nomad, kind of not having a hub, it's like you're traveling with all of that. So that was also very helpful. So what do I actually want to travel with versus what am I okay to leave behind? And in that, like the new chapter is in that continuous, because I don't buy clothing or shoes or accessories unless it's I need to replace something. So again, it goes back to more appreciation for the things someone has and not getting caught up. I think when I reflect back in my 20s, it was very much different look all the time, especially in the events industry with so many events that I'm working, and also with a lot of different industry networking events and connection events. I always have a different look. And I'm like, why? So that started shifting. Like at the time, and now I'm like, I don't care if I'm in the same photo with the same dress. And there are a lot of photos where I wear the same dresses, like at wedding photos in particular. There's one dress and I'm like, put them aside, and it's like, oh, she's wearing, it doesn't matter. Vibrant, I enjoy wearing it, it's beautiful. I don't need to go out and buy a different outfit for different occasions.
How did you decide, as you were going through and thinking about going into nomad life and being on the road a little bit more, what pieces would be practical and that you wanted to keep with you?
Yeah, I'm still figuring that out. I don't, because the intention was not to go on a nomadic path that opened up as I made the decision to move. And so the change in that, though, has been because I did leave a couple of things like in storage in SF, more so like artworks and photos and some like winter clothing that at some point I would want to move over to where I was going to live. And so when the change happened from changing countries and climates as well, that's when it was more of, now I need the winter clothing. But again, like pretty much what I held on to were things that I knew I was going to travel with and I traveled with. It was more seasonal that I separated it.